Beautiful tribe, beautiful tribe. I hope that you're having a beautiful day. It is Friday, August 9th, 2024. And once again, we have not just one, not just two, but we have three really huge, important predictions that just flowed into fruition. So what does this mean and where are we heading? First, we had the plane that fell from the sky in Brazil, just as I saw in past visions. We had a port that exploded right in one of the most important ports in China. What does this mean? Especially the fact that that particular port or that particular ship that exploded was Taiwanese. Could this be a flag that flies ever so falsely, friends? And not only that, we have a major uptick in earthquake activity, as Spirit told us we were going to see in August, with big earthquakes hitting in California, and the biggest one of all hitting there in Japan. Japan and California, are they about to experience a mega earthquake, like huge mega earthquake? Just again, as we saw in past visions. Also, Donald Trump's plane made an emergency landing today. Emergency landing. Remember my warnings to Trump about flying, especially flying to Puerto Rico. Not that he's planning on doing that, but, remember those predictions. All three of these predictions coming into fruition, all within just the past couple days. Very interesting, to say the least. Let me just check and make sure my sound is good and everything's flowing. I don't see anybody saying anything about sound, so everything's good. I want to welcome you to my channel, back to my channel. My name is Joseph Tittel, aka Spiritman JT. I welcome you with infinite love and gratitude. If you're new here and you want accurate predictions and prophecy and truth, be sure to vibe with our tribe, smash that there, subscribe, hit the bell and all so that you get notifications when I go live and we have predictions that actually become fulfilled. And we've been doing this a lot lately because it just seems like Spirit said one thing after another is going to be hitting us. One thing after another. And that's exactly what's happening. So let us start with one of the biggest ones that happened today. And I had visions and warnings. Remember, this goes back, I believe, to October or November of last year. And I didn't dig up the footage because I was busy with clients all day. But I will dig up footage, hopefully, over the weekend to show you exactly what was said. And I had visions of explosives being placed in port shipping containers purposely to cause fear attacks at ports. That was a big prediction. Well, today, and one of the places that I warned was California, because it's one of the ports that I feel like this is still very much on the board for predictions, that we're going to see this even more so. And this is what happened here today in China. Look at that explosion. Boom. Huge. Massive. And then look from a distance. It was a Taiwanese shipping firm, is what they're telling us. How convenient that we know China wants Taiwan so badly. And they're going to attempt to do so. That's in predictions as well. Could this be a flag that flies ever so falsely, friends? Could that be what we're seeing here right now? Could this be what China is going to use as an excuse to go after Taiwan? There you have it again. Crazy, friends. Wild stuff happening, wild stuff. And that, again, was right there in China. I tried to find out what the cause. You're not finding any information out, and they're not going to tell you anyway because it happened in China, and China's the worst. Our government in the United States don't tell you anything, but China definitely isn't telling you anything. And if they do, they're not going to tell you the truth behind the whole matter either. We know that. So what's this mean? Well, first and foremost, what this means is I felt that the leader of China was going to be angered in the future. I said this probably about a month ago. Excuse me. Let me get some water. And Spirit said that he would get very, very angered, and we don't want him to be angered. But also, Spirit told us in the month of August, which we're in, that there was going to be a lot of angry energy coming in, especially when we get to the full moon and the energy shift. The energy shifts always occur when we're in a direct retrograde and we hit that full moon during the direct energy shift. And that lasts until the new moon. So that starts on August 19th. We're not even there yet, friends. We're not even at the energy shift. And already we have this uptick in earthquake activity and this explosion that happened at one of China's most important ports. They're definitely their most important port. So something going on here. Are they going to use this as an excuse to fulfill my other visions that I had in the past of ports being used, shipping containers being used to cause explosions and fear attacks? Not only that, using them as weapons, where the shipping container suddenly turns into a weapon that shoots missiles right from the port, right into the country that the port's at. So these are things that we're going to be concerned about and holding the light that don't come into fruition in the near future. But I would expect some kind of retaliation to come in some sort of a way from China over this situation. Even if they say it was an accident, I still feel like there's a lot of anger in that country. Not only that, they're getting hit so hard in China with so many different weather disasters, just like Spirit told us that karma was coming to their doorsteps. So the biggest fear out of this would be the fulfillment of my prophecy of them coming in the nighttime, early morning hours, as I saw in visions, to the coast of Taiwan. So let's hope that doesn't happen in August. I was thinking more likely October or December, but August isn't out of the picture for anything crazy and wild to happen. It's the energies that we're in, and the angry energies, the accidental energies, which takes me to the next thing that just occurred just over Brazil. Remember Spirit Talk? We've been talking about airplanes for a while, friends. Like accidents around airplanes, visions of explosions on runways, which just happened last week in New York, upstate New York. I think it was Buffalo, New York. I showed you a video on Tuesday's show of that. That was in my visions. But I also had a vision of planes colliding and it being really a big deal. I also had a separate vision of a plane hitting the back tail of another plane, and also saw flames and explosions. We're in that energy. And today, this is what happened in Brazil. Remember my vision? I said I saw a plane just falling out of the sky? Boom, right there. Falling right out of the sky, friends. That's insane. How does a plane just drop like that out of the sky? Boom, gone. Right out of the sky. Like it just shut down and dropped. Crazy. And I mean, prayers to those poor people. There were over 60 people. There's conflicting reports. I saw reports that say that it's 63 people. I saw reports that say it's 70. Regardless, it is quite the tragedy. Quite the tragedy. Again, happening during this energy of retrograde, when retrograde affects everything when it comes to electronics, motorized stuff. Things don't get fixed or repaired correctly. That's why if you have something that breaks down, if you can prevent it from getting fixed until after the retrograde, you're better off. Because if you get your car fixed, chances are you're going to end up bringing it back in a couple weeks when the retrograde's over to get it fixed correctly. You got to do what you got to do if you need an automobile to get yourself back and forth to work. But be prepared that you might end up having to take it back again. And also a ton of delays. Now, reports just came in that Donald Trump's plane, the Trump machine, just made an emergency landing, I believe, in Montana, due to some type of mechanical difficulties. Now, someone asked in the comment, was it sabotage? I don't get that vibe at all, actually. Not yet, anyway. But you remember what I warned Trump about? Not that it was him, because it could be someone else, because I saw a plane going down along the coast in the waters. And I thought, my feeling was if he were to go to Puerto Rico, say there's a big hurricane that hits Puerto Rico, and Trump decides to go and, hurry up and beat Harris there or whatever. That's when they would use that opportunity, and then they blame Russia and Cuba for it, of course. So he definitely can't fly there. But as far as his plane making an emergency touchdown, that's a warning to him. That is a warning from the universe to be on top, because the planes are the easiest thing for them to sabotage if they wanted to do something. We just saw that plane. You just saw the video of that plane dropping out of the sky out of nowhere, friends. They can make anything happen that they want to make happen. So... And they they have to be very precautious in what they're doing right now, because they know we're going to know. They know we know already what they tried to do to him and the attempt on his life. And as I said and predicted, there will be more, many more. One of the visions I had was them using a SUV loaded with explosives and charging it towards the convoy. So like something you would see out of a movie, actually. So we have that going on with the aeroplanes now. Trump's airplane, plane falling out of the sky, the plane up in Buffalo that exploded on the runway or whatever happened there. Lots of crazy stuff happening, friends. And it just gets even crazier because this just happened in Japan. Right in the area of Japan, friends, that I pointed to on the map. That's what would you consider that? The southern edge, I guess you would say, of Japan. Can't really see it much in this, but I skipped through this video a little bit, show you a couple spots. This is outside. You can kind of see those towers swaying. I don't know what this is. This was the footage I got from Japan, actually. So I don't know what they're showing there with all those people in the hazmat suits. I did read somewhere, someone said in the comments there was a tsunami, but I didn't get any confirmations of such. I believe tsunami warnings for sure. I mean, look at the damage. You can see the damage there in that little store. The windows shattered. And look at that in the background. See behind the boats, that water. I don't know what that is there. Just looks like almost like a dam ready to burst. And just look at the shakiness of the camera. This was a big, big earthquake for our friends down there in Japan. This was a big deal. And again, friends, we're not even in the energy yet. We're not even there yet. I mean, we are, but we aren't. And what are we approaching on, friends? We're approaching on that date, the 11th. You know, the big earthquake that happened in Japan was March 11th, 2011. So, 3/11/11. No coincidences there, friends. No coincidences. I would tell you to be very aware over this weekend. The whole weekend, starting tomorrow. But sometimes, like for, say, here in Arizona, when it's the 11th, say at 4 o'clock, or no, the 10th. We'll say the 10th. It'll say 5 o'clock. It's the 11th in other parts of the world. So we always have to keep that into consideration. When Spirit says something huge is happening on the 11th, we have to know what the date is in that part of the world where it happens. So on the 11th, I would expect there to be other great shakings to occur this weekend. Not just Japan, but that whole region, the Philippines, and even Taiwan's going to get another huge earthquake, according to Spirit. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of technology used by China to do that to Taiwan, like we saw happen in the past, over the past year, which was in predictions. The Spirit said they were going to do that, and then that happened. So we can only assume, I guess, but use your intuition. Always use your intuition. So that happened in Japan, but now we'll look at what they're saying about Japan now. Now they're saying that Japan is in for a huge mega-quake. A massive mega-quake. Did I put the right picture up there? Here it is. Japan issued the first warning Thursday about the possibility of a long-feared mega-quake after a powerful 7.1 magnitude tremor struck off the southern coast, sparking a tsunami advisory, but no immediate reports of serious damage or injuries. The earthquake occurred off the coast of Miyazaki on the main island at 4:42 p.m. Oh, you add that up. That's an 11. That's kind of interesting. There's your 11 again, friends. There's that 11 vibration. Kind of interesting. Again, I don't believe in coincidences. 3 people were reported injured, Japan's chief cabinet secretary said, although he added that there were no blackouts or damage to the water or communication systems reported in the region. Interesting. Interesting to say the least. Get that off of there. Now also, wait, what's this? Oh, here's the map of the earthquakes. So, when we look at the map of the earthquakes, I always set it to the setting of 4.5 or higher earthquakes. Where'd my chat room go? 4.5. Oh, there it is. 4.5 or higher over the past 7 days. And when we checked this a couple weeks ago, I told you there was only like 60 some earthquakes, 62, 63, which is just about normal. Once we get into the 100, up to the 100 range, we're definitely in an uptick. Right now, it's at 91. So as of today, when I did this about a couple hours ago, actually, So 91. And you can see, let me pull that up, over where it was. Look at all the activity over there by Japan. I can't point and show you for some reason on this thing. And then we also saw the same earthquake hit, not the same, but in the same place that I pointed to and warned in Northern California. And I told you from Northern California all the way where that little yellow dot is right there, where that earthquake was, all the way up to the curve of where Alaska is. That is where I had visions of massive activity taking place. And right there at Vancouver Island, which was another place I pointed to in my weather predictions. And Vancouver was hit a week or two ago by a series of earthquakes right there at Vancouver Island. So that whole area is very vulnerable still. But as of just now and this weekend, I'm still sticking to the other side of the globe. Over there by Japan, down below, Indonesia, in between there. Even Vietnam's going to feel some shakings. But I still feel, as I said, Spirit said water is a big focus in the month of August. Water is a big focus. So water would be tsunamis, washing away things. And I don't necessarily feel that it has to be Japan. The earthquake will be near there. But in the past, the warnings were more towards the Philippines and areas like that. And let me pull up the map for myself. I can't show you, but let me pull it up with terrain. Why does it always grow when I don't want it to? There, get smaller. There you go. So, yeah, the Philippines. And it's interesting how much activity's there at Japan in comparison to Papua New Guinea, which is usually Papua New Guinea's got a whole lot of activity. Fiji down there's got a ton of activity going on down there. But as far as, again, pointing to Japan, and remember also, I did a channeled prediction video yesterday that I put out. So if you missed that, go into yesterday's video. And there were warnings for Japan. I can't remember what they all were, but I know one of them was for Tokyo. And I'm pretty sure that was more in reference to like cyclones and severe flooding coming to that area. So that area of Japan, as far as MEGA-QUAKE is concerned, yeah, they are definitely on the edge of a MEGA-QUAKE. And I still say the west coast of the United States is more vulnerable than over there in Japan, even though everything's connected. It's also going to be shaking, Spirit just said, in Hawaii. So expect over the weekend and over the next week or so for there to be some shakings in Hawaii. I would also expect there to be 3 big blasts coming from volcanic, big blasts, that cancel airlines, can cause all kinds of issues with the sky and the air quality, to happen between now and the 19th. The 19th is the full moon. And we'll talk a lot more before we get to that full moon. But between now and Tuesday, keep an eye out for this weekend. Keep an eye out for the 11th. And no matter where in the world you live, if you have a big storm heading your way and touching ground on the 11th, you better batten down the hatchets and get ready, friends, because it ain't going to be no joke. It ain't going to be nothing to play with at all. So that's what we have going on. Make sure I didn't forget anything in the world predictions. August 11th. And again, I don't believe in coincidences that Japan had their big tsunami and earthquake back on March 11th, 2011. 2011 was a 4-year. We're in an 8-year, but that don't matter. That doesn't matter at all. We're in that 7 vibration in August, which again has a very high spiritual vibration to it. And hopefully you did the 888 meditation yesterday, because that was quite fabulous. But all these energies are all coming in this weekend, friends. Like this whole flow of all this different stuff. And it's only, again, just the fire only just lit. Wait until it gets into the wildfire stage, which is coming between what Spirit say the 17th and the 22nd. So we got to keep our eyes on the 17th to the 22nd. Being we're heading into the weekend, make sure that you get out there, friends. Ground your energy to the earth. You're going to need it. Your sleep patterns are probably being affected right now. No doubt about it. So hopefully they're the better. For a few nights, I couldn't sleep well, but last night I slept like a rock, baby. It was great. I overslept, too. Let your body oversleep if you feel like you need to oversleep. Pay very close attention to your dreams, because dreams are revealing things, especially over these next few weeks. Actually, just before this going live, I was talking to one of my friends about one of his dreams, because he has dreams we interpret that often become future events. It's quite interesting. He has pretty awesome dreams. Thank you, Bonnie, in the chat room for your chat cash. I just saw that. Was there anybody else that I missed? Because I didn't really look at the chat room because I'm too busy chatting. Thank you, Bonnie, with infinite love and gratitude. Give that a thumbs up. So yeah, friends, pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention. Make sure you're getting a lot of rest this weekend. Ground your energy. You can just simply take your shoes off, go run around in the grass or in the dirt, go hang out in the forest, and even better yet, hang out near the water. Remember, water washes things away. Water holds consciousness. Send some love to the waters, and you're sending love to the waters of the world. Always remember that. So with that said, friends, I'm going to leave you with that. I got to get out and enjoy the rest of my evening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for hanging out with me with this quick prediction-fulfilled update for Tea Time Live. I will see you all on Tuesday, or maybe before that. And remember, if you missed yesterday's Channel Vision video, make sure you go and check it out. And be sure to show your love and click that thumbs up button. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the supporters who make this free content possible for everybody else. I appreciate you with infinite love and gratitude. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your weekend. And remember to always be bold, be true, be kind. Be you, baby. Be you. Let your light shine. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Namaste and much love.